Hey everybody, Colton here. I'm at the hospital because my wife just gave birth to my son. Uh, but CinemaCon is going on right now, and usually I would be there. I've been there every year for the past 3 years, but we just had to have sex about 9 months ago and throw this off. So the trailer description for the exclusive trailer they showed for Avengers Doomsday, uh, is up online. So I'm going to use comicbookmovie.com. They have a description of like Feige and the Russos came out, some quotes they had, and then we're going to read the description of this trailer. All right, this article comes to us from Josh Wilding. As expected, Marvel Studios brought Avengers Doomsday to CinemaCon, confirming that the movie will be released on December 18th as planned, despite speculation to the contrary that it won't back down from Dune Part 3 and move up a week. So that's talking about how there's an open slot really on December 11th, I believe, where they could move Doomsday up a week and then they could have like a week of IMAX screens to themselves. I still think that they might move it up. I think it'd be smart. I don't think it looks weak. Everybody knows Doomsday is going to crush Dune when it comes to the box office, so I don't think it looks weak, but whatever. Um, Here's a quote from Joe Russo, one of the directors. Doctor Doom is not simply a villain. He's one of the most complex Marvel characters. He's always 3 moves ahead. Filmmaker Joe Russo told attendees in Las Vegas, declaring Doom an even greater threat than the Infinity Saga's big bad Thanos. In terms of news, there were no major announcements, but Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania star Catherine Newton is now confirmed to reprise her role as Cassie Lang in Avengers Doomsday. Sweet. The trailer was shown twice and has not been released online. That could change in the coming days or weeks. It will likely play with the Mandalorian and Grogu, but in the meantime, we have some descriptions for you. The first of those comes from Variety, which confirms that we'll see the multiverse's mightiest heroes fighting each other and Doctor Doom. I just want to say, no, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say in regards to the ability at which the trailer could have been filmed in that room. It is pretty tough. There are green laser lights that they target people in the audience. I've been there for it. I was about to say something regards to a time I was there, but I'm just not even going to go into that. The trailer starts with a look at Downey Jr.'s green hooded, metal faced Doctor Doom as he prepares to invade the multiverse. There is a shot of Professor Xavier looking out his X Mansion window as a bright flash of light is outside, signaling trouble. I also read in a different description that it was more like the sky was on fire, which is very doomsday, like in a almost in a biblical sense, like the end of the world type thing. Um, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of how they looked in the comics as well. Anyway, bright. There's a light is outside, signaling trouble. It's a flood of crossovers from there. Gambit and Shang-Chi battle, Mystique transforms into Yelena Belova, resulting in a Florence Pugh versus Florence Pugh fight, and Thor and Doom face off, but Doom catches Thor's magical hammer Mjolnir with his bare hands. Okay, the first little bit of this description I saw from someone else said that he caught Stormbreaker. If he catches Mjolnir, that is insane. Kind of like how Hela caught Mjolnir, but we have to remember that the reason Hela was able to catch Mjolnir is because I think because Mjolnir was once hers, and maybe she was never like whatever spell is on Mjolnir through Odin that was never perhaps taken away. I'm not sure what the in canon reason is that she was able to catch it, but I'm wondering if it's a pure power perspective that Doom was able to catch the hammer, or is Doom truly worthy of being able to lift Mjolnir because he has really good intentions for saving the multiverse. I think that's a possibility. So we see Thor and Doom face off. Doom catches Thor's magical hammer Mjolnir with his bare hands. The most shocking moment comes when Chris Evans, Steve Rogers returns and meets Thor, taking his hammer from him like he did in Endgame. Okay, cool. I also read in another one that we hear Steve before he walks out. He says, "Hey, pal," and they're on the Fantastic Four ship. I'm wondering I might read another description because some of this description's not including everything, but that they're on the Fantastic Four ship when Steve and Thor meet, and that he says, "Hey, pal." At Avengers Updated has shared a few additional details with others in attendance, confirming that Robert Downey Jr. speaks with an accent in the trailer. He is the one narrating the trailer. We're also hearing that when the villain stops Thor's hammer, he does so with just two fingers. Okay. We hear the words, and this is Doom speaking, something's coming, something we may not be able to deter. Over the ruins of the X Mansion, ruins, sorry, not ruins. Over the ruins of the X Mansion, so it's pretty destroyed, we see Doctor Doom kneeling, and his face looks scarred. Oh, I wonder if you can tell it's Robert Downey Jr. That Oh, I didn't know they were going to show his face. Thor remarks that he has fought many enemies and threats that scare him less than this one, saying all his heroes and friends died. Everything they sacrificed will mean nothing if they don't stand together. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe Thor's referring to like past battles he's had. And I'm not even sure if he's talking about Doctor Doom here. He may just be talking about incursions, like in terms of what he's afraid of here. We then get footage of Thor approaching Doom with Stormbreaker. Okay, so now he's approaching him with Stormbreaker. Interesting. So maybe Thor had Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. The Fantastic Four meet the MCU heroes. Shang-Chi fights Gambit. Mystique turns into Yelena Belova. We've already read this bit. Thor leaps at Doom with Stormbreaker in hand, and Doom stops it at once. Steve Rogers approaches Thor and says, "Hey, pal." Thor says it's not possible. Steve then reaches for Mjolnir and leaves Thor's hand coming to his, thus proving that he's that Steve Rogers. Cool, so he's still worthy. All right, let's see. You know what? I'm going to go to Brandon Davis's Twitter, and I'll take a look at New Rockstar's Twitter as well. Those are just some folks that I know were there and who have descriptions. All right, here's one thing from Brandon before I get to the description. It says Kevin Feige confirms that Avengers Endgame will be re-released in September, and it will have surprises added to it and be released with the Infinity Vision system. That must be like a new, I don't know, maybe a projector or something. Avengers Doomsday picks up where Avengers Endgame left off and also goes back to the X-Men. All right. Where's Brandon's description? I'm not seeing it on here. Let me go to... I think I saw the New Rockstars shared a description. All right, here's one from New Rockstars. And Eric and Jess were over there at CinemaCon, so they were in the room for it. Yes, the Avengers Doomsday trailer lives up to the hype. We saw a full 2-minute trailer. It holds nothing back. Professor X reacts to an explosion outside the window of the X Mansion. We hear Downey's accented voice as Victor warning of an impending doom and saying they'll need to make an unthinkable decision. We see Doctor Doom, armored with mask on, make a superhero landing in the courtyard of the mansion. Most of the action is in the X Mansion. Channing Tatum as Gambit fights Shang-Chi. Mystique shapeshifts into Yelena and fights the real Yelena. Thor leads the Avengers in a speech to settle their differences. Okay, so they're all at Avengers Tower, and that's Bucky and Sam, and you know how they've been having their beef that was started at the beginning of, or at the end rather, of Thunderbolts. We see Avengers Tower with the new Avengers logo and a new building shape. I've also heard that Ant-Man was in the room for that, and all the new Avengers and Sam Wilson. We see Avengers Tower with a new Avengers logo and new building shape. The desert landscape from the fourth teaser is actually the sea bottom. I hadn't theorized that. With the ocean parted by Namor, Moses style, when the Fantastic Four meet the Wakandans. Sweet. Thor says, "We need a miracle." Mjolnir then goes into the hand of Steve Rogers with long hair, and I also heard with a beard. So much more. I'll break it down in a video coming out later tonight. All right. So why does Steve have long hair and a beard? That's a question there. So why does Steve have long hair and a beard? Because when we see him in Doomsday, the Doomsday trailer, I mean, that teaser they did, he has short hair and no beard and when he's with his baby. And that's where we see an Endgame. left off in Endgame. So I'm wondering if there's like a time skip or something that where he then grows out his hair and has a beard. Maybe he's been running around with the Fantastic Four for a little bit, or maybe he just grows out his long hair and a beard in the universe in which he's living. So like when we see him with his baby, uh, we could then get a time skip where he just grows out his hair and stuff. So and then like gets recruited by the Fantastic Four, and because rumor has it they're living in the Fantastic Four universe, him and Peggy, and little James, their kid. Look, this sounds great. Uh, I almost said I'm sorry that I'm not able to do like a more like actual like breakdown kind of thing, but as you guys know, I'm here at the hospital. I got my kid right over there. Now my wife's waving at me. Oh, and talking about you. All right. Oh, now he's waving. All right. Oh, don't bother him. Don't bother him. All right, I'm gonna get off here, but I wanted to read the description. I mean, you knew I was gonna read it, so I thought I'd read it with you guys and get on here and talk about it with you.
The jaundice came back and it was good. Yay. So they'll be able to go home. I have to go run into another room real quick. Sure. But I'm gonna get like all your discharge paperwork home. Awesome. And I think Sarah forgot to give you your measles, mumps, and rubella shot. Yes. You still want that? Yes, please. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna grab that too. Much. But if y'all want to start getting stuff ready, you can. We literally got it ready, and then they came back and were like, "We need to run these labs," and I was like, "Okay, so y'all are ready." Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, love you guys. See you soon. Bye.